Hello and welcome along to the final word. This is my final thoughts and review of the game this weekend at Nottingham Forest. A huge thank you to everyone who has tuned into my matchday vlog. If you haven't done so, go check it out over on my YouTube channel at @footballmartin_. It's well worth a watch. Loads of reaction from the game, or pretty much got every goal other than the first Southampton goal. So it's well worth looking at all the reaction. Loads of singing about the referee, Anthony Taylor, as well. And the Forest fans were brilliant on the day as well. I'm live streaming this episode on YouTube. It's a part of a plan where I look to do more live content here on my channel. I do a final word most weeks, but I don't ever do it live. And it's something I want to do a bit more going forward. Before we get into today's show, I just want to let you know about my brand new Patreon community. A monthly support of the channel with a monthly contribution would be incredible. Patreon.com/footballmartin. I'm offering 2 tiers at this moment in time. Each one has its own perks, and I will be adding some exclusive episodes, some bonus content, some behind the scenes, and there'll be the first chance to get some of the exclusive podcasts that are coming up. I have another ex-pro joining me next week on the Football Martin channel. I'm not going to give away too much more yet, but somebody that played in the early days at St Mary's, and somebody that you will see around quite a bit, actually. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not going to give too much away with that one. Right, in today's show, what I'm going to do is at the back end of it, I'm going to let you guys get involved in the comments as well. You can give me your thoughts to yesterday's game as well. We will look ahead to Newcastle later in the week on the channel. I'll do a preview show, and I'll look to get a guest on from Newcastle as well. And we'll take a closer look at how they bounce back from their defeat at the weekend. Right, let's look back on yesterday's game against Nottingham Forest. First half shambles. It was a spirited second half performance. And I also want to look at, like I said, who was the man of the match for the week. I'm going to look at the week. So I'm going to look at Man United, and I also want to look at the game against Forest as well, because I think there's not really too many standout people. But let's digest yesterday a little bit more. I've been home. I've had 24 hours to reflect upon the game. We almost got a point in the end, really, and you would have never thought that at half-time. I would say the biggest thing was I listened to a lot of podcasts today. I listened to Going Home with Adam and Joe. I listened to Total Saints podcast as well. And I totally agree with what everybody was saying. The 2 days extra rest for Forest would have been massively helpful. They played on Tuesday against Liverpool and put a huge amount in. Obviously played against us yesterday, but Saints played on Thursday, then played again, obviously, yesterday. But let's put it into context. Brighton and Hove Albion, they played away at Ipswich. I know it's not as hard a game as maybe potentially we had. Still a game of football. But they played Ipswich, and then they played Man United yesterday, and they won both games. So, yeah, it just shows where we're at and where they're at. I thought it was game over in the first 45 minutes yesterday. I'll be totally honest. I thought they were really good in the first half. We give them way too much respect. We were disorganised, disjointed. I actually think that the manager, Ivan Juric, made some changes yesterday to try and freshen things up, because he's been talking. I heard a lot of his presser that he was bringing players in to get them fresh. He wanted to keep the team fresh. And if you read what he's done in the past, he's done this wherever he's been before. He likes to freshen up his team, but he doesn't have the squad depth to do it. So he gives Downs a chance, who's been out actually now for about 4 weeks. So coming into the Man United game, he'd been out for 4 weeks with a dead leg. There's not many players you hear of that have a dead leg for 4 weeks. Manager plays a totally different style of football to Russell Martin. He was massively favoured by Russell Martin, but he will have to work so different in this team, Wolf Lynn Downs. And I wonder where his fitness levels were, and I wonder how he was feeling about it in his head. I thought he was going to get sent off yesterday, and somebody said next to me at a game he was trying to get sent off. I don't think anyone tries to get sent off, but I get it, because the tackles he was throwing in, and he was just a little bit careless at times. He is out of form at the moment, big time, but I don't think he'll get an opportunity anytime soon. It looks like Leslie Igochukwu is going to stay. From what I read today, there's a lot of talk that Leslie Igochukwu will stay. So if Igochukwu stays, I don't see Downs getting that many more opportunities. We'll probably sign another midfielder, potentially in this window, then Shea Charles is going to come back anyway. So what opportunity is he going to get? I don't see him getting loads more game time. But yeah, I thought he was disappointing. Adam Armstrong come back in the side. He started quite brightly, but faded really quickly in the game. It wasn't even a 5 out of 10, to be honest. But Downs was probably a 4 out of 10. If you were rating the players out of 10, I thought both coming in didn't offer enough. Cameron Archer come back in, freshened up legs up front. His first chance under the new manager. I wouldn't say he took his opportunity, but it was difficult for him against the two big centre backs as well. It was always Murillo's a huge unit, by the way, massive guy, real big in the flesh. He's big. He was behind that goal where the Saints fans were, right at the front, and he's a big old unit. And I'm not surprised he didn't get a massive amount of joy out of him, but it wasn't a game that's going to suit him. So I'm not sure Jurek got that one right, actually. I still feel that when he plays in Owachu, though he'd kind of not favoured him in the last couple of games, he does occupy the centre-backs far much more than any other striker does at the club. And I think listening to Adam and Joe, what I'm saying is, what I was thinking was exactly the same as what Tessam said. Joe Tessam said the same, you know. You definitely don't. We don't occupy centre backs without him playing, and I think he needs to play more going forward. In my opinion, if we don't sell him, there's links that he could be. It could be sold. So let's wait and see. What happens with him. But I think he needs to be playing. I really do. But let's talk about the goals. The goals. I was going to watch them back actually and sort of reflect upon them, because I think all three were avoidable. I don't know if you agree with that. Give me your thoughts in the comments box below. Were all three goals avoidable? The first one was woefully poor, really. We didn't close down Anderson, and he had so much space to get his shot off. A lot of people saying the goalkeeper could have done better. I'm not convinced he could have done better, but it wasn't a very good goal to give away at all. I'm going to watch it back. While I talk about it, because it's good. I can't obviously show it if you're watching on YouTube. I know many of you will be listening to this in podcast format anyway. But yeah, I'm going to watch it back, because I think it's always good to kind of reflect upon it. And I saw it on the way in the car coming back. I had a little look at the goals on my phone, but I will have a look at it on my laptop, sort of like it'd be far better looking on a bigger screen as well. I didn't think Bednarek had a very good game yesterday. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't think he played great yesterday. I thought it was definitely, well, we'll talk about the third goal in a minute. Let's talk about the first goal, which I'm just going to watch back and kind of give my reaction to it, watching it back. I mean, it's quite a good thing to do. Just reflect upon it. It's a shame you can't show it and talk about it and give your opinions on it whilst you're watching this, if you're watching on YouTube. But unfortunately, you just can't show any Premier League content or any football content, certainly that Sky and the Premier League have filmed. But I'm just watching about it. It was that throw in, and Anderson just gets to run, and no one goes near him. There's 3-4 players just don't go near him at all. And that's really disappointing, that the fact that no one closed him down. It's his first goal, Anderson, for Forest as well. He's not scored for them this season. It's a good strike. The goalkeeper nearly gets it. We say he should get it. Not really. It's a real tough one because it's right in the corner. The second one, Downs was playing Russell Martin football, wasn't he, with James Bree? And then Bree just puts Bednarek in so much trouble there. And then there's just space for Hudson-Odoi, and no one goes to the ball. Howard Bellis half kicks out a leg, and you're 2-0 down. It was embarrassing, woeful defending, really pathetic. When you're watching it back, it's actually quite pathetic. Bednarek's furious, but it was pathetic. But Bree's past him. I do think Bree's a weak link in the side. I still don't know if it works with him with the 3 centre backs. I just don't think it does. I'm watching the next goal, which is the third goal. And I kept saying in my match vlog about the way that Chris Wood would drop off, pick up a bit of space, and he would just find ways to get the ball out wide. And he does that. Puts it out to Aina, who puts a nice ball in the box. And Wood's in between Bednarek and Harwood Bellis, who both have to do better. And they blame each other afterwards. They're looking at each other, and Bednarek's slamming his hands down. But one of them's got to mark him, surely. He gets in between both of them, which is Really, really poor. But it was a good cross. It was a good cross in. 3-0 down at half time. You think it's game over. We don't show that much spirit in the first half at all. Not that much fight at all. But Ugachuk would come on at half time. And I thought he played well when he came on. I thought he's really, really good. And he made a bit of a difference. There was the goal that Forest scored, which could have been 4-0. Was that? Yeah, it could have been 4-0. Cleared off the line. There was a foul on the edge of the box. I think Wood had the effort. Good save from Ramsdale. Second save from, it was Bednarek, cleared it. And then the Saints get the goal. Ugachukwu gets deflected off of, I don't know if it was going in actually, if it hadn't have come off Bednarek, but goes in, and all of a sudden you think, oh, hold on, we've got a chance here, because we were causing Forest a bit of a scare then, I thought. And then Onuachu comes on, and you just think, actually, now you've got somebody that's going to occupy the two centre backs, and he did, and straight away I thought he looked more up for it yesterday, Onuachu, than he has done in previous games. And yeah, I thought he was good when he came on. There's the mistake from Ramsdale. I'm just watching the mistake back from Ramsdale. We got away with that big time. Well, he got away with that big time. Juggling the ball on the goal line there. Really, really lucky that one got ruled out. It was an offside, but it was not good. He looks embarrassed there. It was the header. It should have never gone in. And obviously there was an offside, so we got let off there. That would have been 4-1. That would have been pretty embarrassing. But when he went over to the monitor, you knew that he would give us the decision. And then we scored from a corner again. That's 2 corners we've scored from in a week. We've not scored from a corner, Saints, since obviously the Man United game. But prior to that, we've not scored from a corner all season. And it's a good header. It's a good ball in. Brilliant header from Onuachu, actually, because everyone says he can't head. But it's actually a brilliant header. Really, really good. Really good header. I'm pleased for Onuachu to get his first goal for the club. Delighted for him. Absolutely delighted for him. And yeah, thoroughly deserved. 2 years on since he signed for the football club. Let's talk about a few of the performances of players when they come on. I spoke about Ugachukwu. I thought Silamano injected some energy when he come on. I just think he didn't play because he couldn't play the 2 games back to back, is what the manager had said. And yeah, look, he'll play against Newcastle. I think Onuachu will play against Newcastle, and I also think that Ugachukwu will be a must start in every game. I think the manager must have realised that by now. You would have thought so, but the managers have 5 league games. He's lost 5 league games. We're showing some signs of improvement, but we're still losing games. And that's the big thing, isn't it? We're not winning games. I've got the match statistics actually that I'm going to pop on the screen as well now. Actually, they're going to pop on the screen if you're tuning in on YouTube watching it. So you've got all the stats, the XG in the end, first half. It was quite incredible, really. They had 3 shots, scored the 3, or 3 on target and scored the 3. But in the end, they had 1.90 expected goals. I'm not massively keen on this XG malarkey, to be quite honest with you. 0.88 for Saints. Ball possession, Saints just edged it. But goal attempts, they have 14 compared to Saints' 10. Shots on target, they have 5, we had 4. So we weren't far out, really. They were just more clinical than we were. Then you look at the offsides. We weren't offside once. So it just shows how we played, and we didn't go in behind them at all, really. Goalkeeper saves, Ramsdale with the 2. Their goalkeeper, Sowers with the 2. I thought he was quite good, Sowers. He's a good goalkeeper, actually. Very, very, very good goalkeeper. But they're a good side, Nottingham Forest. I think they get top 4. I don't think there's any doubt about it. They get top 4. I was really impressed with how they played in the first half. They took their foot off the gas. There's no doubt about that. They did take their foot off the gas, but they're well organised. They're hard to play against, and yeah, I'm impressed with them. I'm really, really impressed with them. So that's all the statistics on your screen from the game yesterday. If you're tuning in, I thought I'd put them on the screen because it's well worth taking a closer look. Right, I want you guys to get involved. We're coming to the back end of the show, and I want to, if you're tuning in live or you're watching on catch up, you can see in the comments, get involved in the comments, give me your man of the match. So I'd like to grab your man of the match for the weekend, really. So, and then I'll get your comments involved at the very end. But get jumping in the comments box below with your man of the match of the week for the Man United game and the game against Forest. I'm going to go with Leslie Ukachukwu. I think he was, over the 2 games, our best player. I think Aribo is a close second. I was actually really impressed with him second half. Look, he didn't do great for one of the goals yesterday. Didn't close down. Lost his man a bit. But to be fair, I think he's actually had quite a good week, to be honest. Fernandez, somebody put in the chat that I read a minute ago, puts in a good cross. Charlie Page has gone with Big Les or Silamana. Yeah, I agree. I think Silamana has had a good week. Actually, he's like the first name on the team sheet. He's gone from not being a first name on the team sheet to being a first. Well, actually, from not being a named substitute even, which is, I'll tell you what was interesting yesterday. Adam Lallana, nowhere near the squad yesterday, totally excluded. So he's not injured, because I think Alfie House said on TSB tonight he wasn't injured. So you just wonder what had potentially gone on there. So yeah, he didn't make the squad. Ryan Fraser back in. He's back in the squad. So yeah, let's see if Lallana makes the squad the weekend. I'm not convinced he will. Maybe he's had something to say. But he's an experienced pro. I'm surprised by Lallana not being involved. Right, I'm going to go through some of your comments for the people that are tuning in live. And it's good if you're listening in podcast format. It'd be really good to for you guys to hear some of the comments that I've had. Thank you to all the Forest fans. Massive shout out to all the Forest fans that have tuned into my matchday vlog and all the lovely comments I've had from Forest. I'm not just saying it, but a great away day, a traditional quality ground, and it reminded me of the Dow in many ways, like the toilets, just the turnstiles, everything about it was proper traditional, but the atmosphere inside it was incredible. But the actual fans are really nice people, decent club. So a massive shout out to Forest. All the love and support they've given me on the channel has been insane. Right, it's come to that stage now where we're the back end of my podcast, my show, which I'm doing live. And I'm going to go through some of the comments that you guys have been putting in whilst I've been on here. The Magpies views in. He is looking forward to coming down to the South Coast the weekend. Cameron, thank you for joining. Cameron says, Big Les, man of the week, conceded 6 goals when he wasn't on the pitch. It's a very good point, actually, Cameron. Very, very, very good point here. Cameron also went on to speak about Downs. How did he stay on the pitch? That was a red, yeah. He walked a real tightrope yesterday, and I saw what he did in the corner. I just thought, I don't know who it was with, but I was like, what is he doing? He should be more professional than that. He really, really should. Yeah, Charlie's talking about, there's a lot of talk about Flynn Downs in here tonight. Downs is a good player, works his socks off, but lacks potential awareness and discipline. Yeah, rabbit in the headlights comes to mind for me. That's what I thought of it yesterday. Opinions on the new Danish midfielder. We will talk more about him tomorrow. We're going to do a transfer show. It probably the transfer show, not tomorrow. It will go out Wednesday. Transfer show go out Wednesday. There's Maxwell Cornet's gone out today, Monday, and also Ben Brereton Diaz. He's left today on loan to the end of the season. We'll wrap everything up on Wednesday in the transfer show. Loads of people were talking when I see in person yesterday about the potential of playing Archer and Paul together. Cameron said the same in the comments. Would love to see Archer with Paul, flick-ons with Armstrong. We have nothing. I totally agree. I think Armstrong's he's had his opportunity now, just struggles at this level, doesn't he? Unfortunately. Was confirmed yesterday that Tyler Dibbling, he is going to be out now for around 4 to 6 weeks. That's a big blow. But we have got Silamano that looks like a new signing, really, doesn't it? There's no doubt about it. It's good to see him back involved. Few thoughts on Downs this season, says Matthew Day to me. Lots of talk about Flynn Downs. I think he struggled for consistency. Very much a Russell Martin player. I like him. I always thought he would go on and become real captain material for us last season. I loved watching him last season, but it's been tough this season. But maybe with a better organised midfield, he may flourish a bit more if he had a bit of time to play consistently with Leslie. I don't know, maybe. I think together they would be potentially, could be a partnership. Whether whether the manager likes him enough. I just think his comments yesterday by saying there's a bit of a step up from the Championship to the Premier League when speaking about Downs was quite interesting. Doran Tour, he's a massive Forest fan. He says, please get 6 more points. I hope we do. All the Forest fans hope that we do. They want us to beat Derby's record for obvious reasons. They're not massively in awe of a Derby County in any stretch of the imagination. And thank you for your kind comments, Dor, as well. Great vlog, dude. I really appreciate that. If you've not checked out my match day vlog, please do go check it out. Next one for me is Ipswich Town. A few people asking next away day. It will be Ipswich Town. How is Bree still getting in the team, says Jay. I'm surprised to see him start yesterday. I didn't think for 1 minute he was going to start. I just didn't see it at all. New member on the channel as well. So a massive shout out to Ben Carroll for becoming a member here on YouTube. I'm filming it live on YouTube. So Ben, thank you very much for becoming a member. And yeah, he said, I will see you at Ipswich away, says Ben. He's just commented in the comments chat. So yeah, I will definitely see you, mate. Looking forward to Ipswich away. I'm going to really try and now the experiences of going away now. So look, we're relegated and we're going down. We all know that, but it's quite nice to look at away days and interact with fans of the opposition, and the grounds and the experience for other fans that potentially could be going there. So yeah, I really enjoy creating the matchday vlogs. A lot of hard work, but great fun. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a cracking show. It's something I'm going to do more regularly, like I said. But before we do wrap up, do remember you can follow me on all the social medias at footballmartin _. That's TikTok, YouTube, Facebook as well. I've got Instagram, but it's got a dot between the football and the Martin. And also go give me a follow over on X as well. I'm quite active on there. Also, don't forget about my brand new Patreon. You can go and support the channel with a monthly contribution. Patreon.com/footballmartin. Like I said, I'm offering 2 tiers. There's loads of different perks. I'm going to be adding some exclusive episodes, some bonus content, and some giveaways as well. So it's well worth going to check that out as well. And it would mean the absolute world to me. I'd like to thank every single one of you for tuning in and watching live, and those that are watching on catch up. Get involved in the comments box below. Give me your thoughts or your final thoughts on the weekend, and we will start to build up to Newcastle later on in the week. But we will have a transfer show, which I will do probably live, I think, on Wednesday. But I will advertise that across my social media platforms. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again very soon.